In this life, there are moments when we can't understand why we try to live well and still end up hurt. We give with a sincere heart and receive only coldness. We help with all we have and are repaid with a turned back. At times we even wonder if we're foolish for being kind to people who don't deserve it. Yet Bodhidharma taught that the mind is the root of everything. Those who live in goodness need not obsess over the evil in others. When you do what is right, you have already planted merit in the earth. Its blossoms simply haven't arrived. If a few betrayals teach us to become cruel like them, we only cut off our own path of virtue. The wise guard their hearts, the cultivated guard their words. Living well isn't to be seen, it's to be at peace. When you live rightly, even if the whole world misunderstands you, you don't need to explain. Goodness doesn't need proof, it needs time. Those who betrayed you may have hurt you, but they also taught you how to stand. Those who spoke ill of you tested your steadiness and revealed your strength. So instead of cursing life for being unfair, learn to smile and give thanks, because they helped you grow in a way comfort never could. Trust that living kindly is never a loss. When you sow seeds of goodness, storms may delay the sprout, but blessings still bloom along the roads you walk. Bad people can make you sad, but they cannot make you bad, unless you choose to dim the lamp within yourself. And one day, after you've walked through enough wounds, you'll see it clearly. Compassion is power, not weakness. Patience is skill, not cowardice. Letting go of resentment isn't losing, it's understanding. Those who plant harm will harvest suffering. Those who hold to goodness will find peace. Bodhidharma once taught that the mind is like a bright mirror. Dust gathers only with time, and the moment we cling to resentment, that dust begins to settle on our own heart. The more we rage, the more the mirror clouds. The more we replay other people's wrongs, the more anger fills our inner space. But when we understand karma, we can simply smile, because no one escapes this law. Those who do harm carry their own burden. Those who do good return to their own peace. Karma is not a threat. It is the universe restoring balance, often more fairly than our desire for revenge ever could. People who act cruelly usually see only short-term gain. They lie to get what they want, step on others for status and profit, and forget the long shadow of consequence. One day, they are caught in the traps they built. When someone betrays you, don't rush to hate them. Use them as a mirror, a reminder of who you refuse to become. Let it be a lesson in letting go, in seeing through the eyes of wisdom. Like a monk on a mountain watching dark clouds roll in, you don't panic. You know the sky will clear again. The one who understands the way understands that suffering can be the old debt being repaid, the old knot being undone. Life is like a river, sometimes calm, sometimes rapids, yet it keeps flowing toward the sea. Petty stones cannot stop it unless the river chooses to halt. Those who harm others think they're clever, but they are often blind, winning small arguments while losing the greater battle with their own mind. The person who lives with kindness may be mocked, yet carries a quiet radiance. They don't need to speak for others to feel the peace around them. Evil is sticky. Touch it, and it clings. Cling to it, and it becomes suffering. So when someone wrongs you, let karma teach them instead of you. Don't waste your life on retaliation, because as Bodhidharma said, when the mind is stirred, karma grows. When the mind is unmoving, karma fades. Many people suffer not because they lack money or comfort, but because their heart is not steady in the face of other people's noise. A single insult keeps them awake. A careless look haunts them for weeks. The more you live inside the opinions of others, the farther you drift from the peace that was always yours. To keep the mind like a still lake is to observe without reacting. A stone may fall, ripples may rise, but soon the surface clears and the water remains itself. Silence is not weakness, it is strength. Only someone with real inner power can face storms without becoming storm. Bodhidharma taught that the pure mind does not cling to dust, and a clear heart is not shaken by passing scenes. Practice is not escaping the world, but living in the world without being carried away. Like a lotus rising from mud, untouched by its stench, giving off a quiet fragrance. When you are misunderstood, don't rush to defend yourself. Truth doesn't need to shout, it only needs time. The gentle are often mistaken for weak, the calm for timid, yet anyone who lives long enough learns that the loud reveal their lies quickly, while the silent keep their wisdom, like a still lake reflecting the whole blue sky. A student once asked, "Master, when people insult me, what should I do?" Bodhidharma replied, "Be silent like a pine in snow. Snow may fall, but it cannot chill the pine." One who understands the way hears harsh words without letting them lodge in the heart, knowing those words come from the speaker's unrest, not from one's own nature. If you spend your life trying to make everyone understand you, you will have no time left to live. Those determined to misunderstand will do so no matter how many words you offer. Those with goodwill can understand with a single glance. No one can harm you with words unless you invite those words to stay inside. Peace is not found in winning arguments, but in guarding the mind. The world is full of wind and waves, yet storms only grow fierce when we open the door of the heart to them. Close it when needed. Slow your breath. Smile lightly at life, and you'll see most noise is only passing cloud. What matters is not praise or blame, but the stillness within. The elders said the calm overcomes the restless, the soft overcomes the hard. Silence is not surrender, it is skill. When you refrain from anger, old karma dissolves. When you smile, new karma is not born. On every path, someone will betray, deceive, or break your trust. The instinct is to retaliate, to make them taste your pain. But the deeper you understand, the clearer it becomes. Revenge doesn't make you stronger. It only makes you resemble what hurt you. Bodhidharma warned that repaying resentment with resentment never ends. The fire of hatred burns the one who holds it first. Often the person who wronged you has already forgotten, while you keep yourself chained to the past. Forgiveness is not blind tolerance, and it is not erasing what happened. It is choosing to end the chain, to refuse revenge so your own heart does not fall into the pit of hatred. An old story says a man was cheated out of everything by a close friend. He went to Bodhidharma and said, "I hate him. I want to repay him twice over." The master only smiled. If you seek revenge, you are still tied up in his wrongdoing. Release him from your mind, and you will find freedom. The man wept, not from loss, but from insight. Forgiveness is not charity for the other person, but liberation for yourself. One who knows the way doesn't waste life on winning and losing. They trust that heaven and earth have their own law, and karma will do its work, without needing your hands to become unclean. Bodhidharma taught, to defeat others is strength, but to defeat oneself is the way. When you conquer your anger, you step out of the greatest prison, the prison of the mind. Not seeking revenge is not weakness. It is the sign of a steady inner life. The weak are pulled by emotion, while the strong know when to stop. Like water that doesn't strike the stone, yet quietly wears it down with patience. This is soft power, a kind of wisdom the restless mind rarely understands. One day, those who harmed you may fall into the suffering they created. But when you understand karma, you don't celebrate and you don't gloat. You simply breathe and let it be. What comes to them is of their own making. Ancient wisdom says, to harm others is to harm yourself. To forgive others is to save yourself. When you release hatred, darkness in the heart begins to dissolve. Compassion expands, not because you are naive, but because you recognize that no one is perfect and everyone is learning awakening through their mistakes. Sometimes you must lose to grow, be betrayed to see your attachments, be used to learn the boundary between genuine kindness and foolishness. Only with calm can you pass through these lessons without being poisoned by resentment. Forgiveness is not forgetting, and it is not excusing. It is choosing not to carry the weight anymore. The heaviest burden is not memory, it is clinging. When you cling, you suffer. When you let go, you become light, like clouds drifting across the sky. So if someone once hurt you, don't plan revenge, plan your peace. Live with more joy, more ease. That is the most elegant reply. When you are truly at peace, the one who tried to break you may feel shame in the presence of your calm. And if you keep living with goodness, time and karma will repay you in the fairest way, without you needing to dirty your hands. When we are young, we anger easily and bruise quickly. A single sharp word can raise waves inside us. But with age, we begin to see. Those who hurt us are not always here to be hated, but to teach. Every person who passes through our life, good or bad, carries a lesson. Bodhidharma said, "No teacher is greater than adversity. The kind teach gratitude, the cruel teach clarity. The sincere teach trust, the betrayer teaches discernment. The wound becomes a doorway. You learn patience when they test you. You learn not to cling when they leave. You learn to smile in silence when they speak ill. The more you are tried, the brighter the mind can become if you refuse to trade your goodness for bitterness. There is an old Zen tale. A young monk asked, "Master, why do bad people keep coming to me while good people leave?" Bodhidharma smiled. "The good come to bring you joy. The bad come to teach you a lesson. When you have learned, they will go on their own." From then on, the monk stopped blaming and started thanking. Because life is a river, and whether it runs clear or muddy depends on how we stir it. Others can cause pain, but they cannot steal your kindness unless you abandon it yourself. Bodhidharma also reminded those who do evil are burning themselves in the fire of ignorance. When you truly see this, the heart becomes lighter. Instead of anger, you feel a quiet compassion, not to excuse them, but to understand them. You keep distance wisely. No hatred, yet no closeness. No revenge, yet no blind trust. The one who understands the way does not flee pain. They walk through it with awareness. They know hurt is part of the path, and if you look deeply, even within pain there can be a flower. Wisdom, the kind of peace no comfort can buy. If one day you meet again the person who once wounded you, simply smile. No accusation, no explanation, no why. The matter has already been completed in karma, in your mind, in the lesson life delivered. To forgive them is to hand yourself a key and step out of the past. And when you have learned what they came to teach, they no longer hold any power over you. That is real freedom. Freedom from hatred, from old wounds, from yesterday. Freedom to live with a clear mind and a gentle heart. As Bodhidharma taught, no one can make you suffer unless you allow it. See every person, kind or cruel, as a condition on your path. A good connection you thank, a painful one you smile, because the one who cultivates the heart knows whatever happens is meant to bring you back to yourself, gentler, clearer, more awake. In a world where everyone speaks loudly to prove they are right, the one who can stay quiet, do what is right without display, is the one with true wisdom. The way is not in many words, but in a straight mind. Goodness is not a speech, but a daily practice repeated even when no one is watching. Many fear misunderstanding, so they rush to explain, defend, and prove their innocence. But life is not made fair by tongues. It is made fair by karma. Time returns the most honest verdict. The loud may win in the moment, but the good win through how they live. Those who understand choose silence in the face of gossip, because the more you argue, the muddier you become, like clear water stirred just to prove it is clean. The wise stand still and let time do its quiet work. When the water settles, it becomes clear again. When words settle, the heart becomes bright. There is a small story. A monk swept fallen leaves behind the temple every morning, rain or shine. Someone asked, "The leaves never end. Why keep sweeping?" The monk smiled. "I don't sweep to finish the leaves. I sweep to keep my mind clean." Living rightly is the same. You do good not to change others, but to keep your own heart from going stale. People may smear your name, but they cannot touch the merit you are planting. Like a farmer sowing rice, you don't argue with laughter. You keep the field green. Praise and blame are only passing clouds. Today they applaud, tomorrow they forget. Only your mind remains. So keep repeating what is right, even without applause. Small right actions become the stones that build a road of blessing. And when you are pushed to the edge, betrayed, insulted, deceived, human instinct wants to strike back. But if you pause, you'll see how bad they are is their business. How you respond is your true strength. Bodhidharma taught, the one who guards the mind does not return blow for blow, curse for curse. Anyone can be gentle when treated well. Only the strong keep their inner stillness in the middle of a storm. Evil always tries to pull you into its game. A jab, an injustice, a taunt. These are small traps to see whether you can remain steady. Feed the fire and it grows. Leave it alone and it dies out. So when someone is angry, don't add anger. When someone speaks harm, don't echo harm. A clear mind is windproof. A scattered mind collects dust. Between the urge to reply, breathe. In the heat of rage, be quiet. One mindful minute can save a lifetime of peace. Others may hurt you, but only you decide how the story ends. You can turn it into hatred and carry them in your chest every day, or turn it into a lesson and walk away lighter. Being betrayed doesn't mean you must become bitter. It means you must become wiser about where you place your trust. To keep your kindness after being hurt is not softness. It is the deepest kind of strength. Bodhidharma taught that the mind is like a bright mirror. Even if dust falls, you only need to wipe it clean. Other people's wrongdoing is dust. If you explode in anger, you smear more mud onto the mirror. If you quietly wipe it, the mirror shines again. Stillness is not mere calm, it is wisdom. The world often confuses strength with resistance. It thinks striking back is clever and silence is cowardice. Yet silence, at the right moment, is the courage of one who understands karma. Heaven and earth see clearly. No one needs to punish with their own hands. Each person carries their own burden of consequence. There is a story of a monk who was cursed and pelted with stones by villagers. His disciple, furious, said, "Master, let me go argue with them." The monk only smiled. "Do you see? They are suffering. If we curse back, we suffer too. Then how are we different?" The disciple fell silent and began to cry, realizing that defeating others brings a brief thrill, but defeating oneself gives peace for a lifetime. Every trial becomes a mirror for your character. When you are harmed and do not harm back, you are not weak. You are overcoming the darker parts within. When you are insulted and still speak gently, you are not soft. You are strong enough to govern your emotions. The most serene people are not those who were never wounded, but those who learn to smile even after being wounded. Resentment makes the heart heavy. Forgiveness makes it light. So when someone treats you poorly, keep doing what is right. Not because they deserve it, but because you don't want to lose the best part of yourself. Let others sow harm. You keep sowing goodness. Let others choose hatred. You choose compassion. Goodness doesn't need to defeat anyone. It only needs to defeat what is unwholesome in you. When people are cruel, don't become cruel in return. This is when your character is tested by fire. If you can keep peace amid smoke and flame, you have refined gold within the heart. In the end, you understand. No one truly wins through hatred. Only the one who lets go truly wins. In a world full of calculation, is this worth it? What do I gain? The person who understands the way knows that goodness is most valuable when it is done without demanding a return. Bodhidharma said that goodness done while bargaining for blessings is small, but goodness done freely is immeasurable. If you do good for praise or repayment, goodness becomes mixed with greed. But if you do it simply because it should be done, the moment itself is already a blessing. Because a quiet conscience is a reward you can feel immediately. A blessing is not measured by how big an action looks, but by the heart behind it. Helping a stranger cross the road, removing a thorn so others won't step on it, offering a smile to someone exhausted. These are all goodness. When someone complained to Bodhidharma, "Why do I help people and keep meeting the ungrateful?" he replied, "In essence, because you are helping to find gratitude, not to plant virtue." The one who truly cultivates the heart does not keep a ledger of good deeds. They do, and they release. Karma does not forget. Life is a garden. Whatever seed you plant, the soil returns as a flower, but it blooms in its own time. Evil can arrive fast like fire, bright and quickly spent. Goodness can arrive slow like rain, gentle, but it soaks deep and lasts. Those who scheme may think they win, yet they are burning their fortune. Those who quietly do good may seem to lose, yet they are building steps toward peace. Keep sowing kindness even if no one notices, because the universe records what the crowd forgets, and your own heart becomes a wider ski when you refuse to let it narrow. Bodhidharma taught, practice goodness the way you breathe, without keeping score, without showing it off. When kindness becomes habit, blessings arise naturally. You don't have to strain to be a good person. Simply refuse to do harm. When the mind leans toward the wholesome, actions follow, and life gradually settles into peace. The path isn't easy. Sometimes you help someone and they hurt you in return. But don't let that change your heart. If evil can make you abandon goodness, then evil has already won. The wise do not allow anyone to steal their kindness. They guard it like a lamp in the wind, shielding the flame so it doesn't go out. One day, when your merit has quietly grown, you'll understand that no good deed is ever lost. Sometimes it is simply stored for another time, returned as an unexpected joy. And then you smile softly, realizing the most precious thing was never the reward, but the goodness you managed to keep. So keep planting seeds and stop calculating profit and loss. The moment you still choose what is right, still know how to care for others, blessing is already living inside your chest. As the teaching goes, do not chase repayment, and it will come. Do not chase fortune, and fortune will arise on its own. There is also a simple truth. The kinder you live, the more easily you may feel alone. Sincere people are often misunderstood. Straightforward people are not always liked. Yet one who understands the way does not fear solitude. Solitude is not a punishment. It can be a reward for those who keep a bright mind in a dim world. The one who walks the path is like a traveler at night. Bodhidharma is said to have taught, guided by the torch of the heart. The world may darken and people may waver, but if the lamp of goodwill remains within you, no darkness can swallow it whole. Being alone is when you are most able to hear your own heart. In a noisy life, the mind wanders. In stillness, the way becomes clear. While rumors swirl, you choose quiet. While opinions change, you trust the truth of your actions. That is the strength of someone who has seen life. They don't need applause from the crowd, only a conscience that can sleep without shame. Loneliness is not what hurts us. Our fear of it does. The one who can stand on their own mind can walk alone and still be at peace, warmed by the simple light of goodness. Bodhidharma himself is remembered as sitting in silence for years, unmoved by praise or blame, untouched by the thirst for recognition. People may have called it madness, but in that solitude, insight ripened. Quiet does not destroy you. It destroys illusions. When no one is watching, you discover what is real, who is true, what matters, what is merely noise. And in those nights when it is just you and your shadow, if you breathe deeply and look honestly, you may find something beautiful. Your kind heart is still there, still willing to do the right thing, even unseen. In that moment, you realize you are not truly alone. You still have yourself, the most faithful companion of the soul. Bodhidharma taught that one who seeks the way can walk alone and still feel joy. When the mind is at peace, anywhere becomes a quiet sanctuary. When the heart is bright, even night turns into day. A good person doesn't need to be widely understood. One clear conscience is enough. Don't fear when no one stands with you. Don't grieve when your kindness isn't repaid. Every small thing you do today is remembered by heaven and earth. Solitude is only a pause where virtue grows, like a seed resting in the soil before it breaks into life. In the right season, its flower will bloom louder than any praise. And in the end, you realize loneliness isn't having no one. It's needing no one in order to remain serene. When the heart is pure, its own light becomes a companion on every road. Yet, being kind does not always mean being safe. Some people live well and still get used, deceived, and taken for granted. Not because goodness is wrong, but because goodness without wisdom can't protect itself. Bodhidharma warned that compassion without wisdom becomes weakness, and wisdom without compassion becomes cold. Only when the two meet do we live steadily in a difficult world. Kindness without discernment can turn into blindness, helping the wrong person, trusting at the wrong time, loving without boundaries. True practice is good but awake, like water, soft, yet it knows how to flow around stones. To keep wisdom is to keep blessing. To give with clarity is to plant seeds in the right soil at the right time in a way that can last. There is a difference between kindness and foolishness. Kindness helps within one's ability. Foolishness carries another person's karma on your back. Not every seed should be planted. Sometimes helping the greedy feeds their greed. Sometimes rescuing the irresponsible teaches them dependence. Real care gives strength, not a crutch. A compassionate person with wisdom keeps a healthy distance. No hatred, but no easy access. No bitterness, but no repeated trust. They help and then let go. Do and then forget. Because the moment you cling to, "I did this for you," goodness is stained by ego. The purest kindness is quiet, unclaimed, and free. And when people speak badly of you, as everyone is made to endure at least once, remember, a calm mind is a mirror. If someone throws mud, it only dirties their own hands. Speech reveals the speaker more than it defines the one being spoken of. Those with goodwill speak gently. Those with a dark heart cannot keep clean words for long. To hate them is to hold a snake to your chest and wait to be bitten. So don't pick up their trash. As the teaching goes, if they throw a stone, let it fall. If you bend down to grab it, you are the one who gets hurt. Gossip travels fast and wounds slowly, but time has a way of dissolving what is false and preserving what is real. If you don't accept the insult, it stays with the one who offered it. If you rage, you become the fuel that keeps it burning. Silence then is not surrender. It is the sharpest answer. Often, slander also reveals your circle. The sincere will come ask you. The false will believe the rumor and disappear. You may lose a few people, but you gain truth, an honest profit. And if you can hear blame without shaking, smile without hating, you have already won the hardest victory, victory over yourself. Bodhidharma taught, when the mind does not move, no one can harm you. So instead of anger, smile. The one who slanders you isn't truly injuring you. They are revealing their own state of heart. Betrayal is one of the hardest wounds to heal. It can shatter trust, hope, even your sense of self. But seen through the lens of the way, betrayal is not an ending. It is a sign that the karmic bond between two people has ripened and is now releasing. Affinity comes without being begged for, and when it leaves, no grip can make it stay. Meetings have seasons. We suffer most when we refuse to accept that. When we're betrayed, we ask, why did they change? Yet often no one changed. Only the fog in our eyes lifted, and we finally saw who they were. They didn't become worse. We stopped dreaming what wasn't real. No one enters your life by accident. Some come to teach you how to love. Some come to teach you how to let go. A betrayer becomes a mirror, showing how heavy clinging can be and how light release can feel. When someone asked Bodhidharma how to forget betrayal, he answered, "Don't forget, understand." Forgetting is temporary. Understanding is liberation. When you see that everything has causes and everyone carries their own karma. Resentment loosens. Pain becomes a teacher. Without abandonment, you might never learn to stand alone. Without deception, you might never wake up. Without hurt, you might never grow. Letting go is not erasing the past. It is remembering without bleeding. You don't need to hate, and you don't need to beg anyone to return. Leaves fall when seasons change. Say quietly, "Thank you, this is enough," and allow what has finished to finish. Karma is the only thing that endures. Those who betray may one day taste betrayal, not as punishment, but as experience, so they can understand what they once caused. And if you keep your mind clear and gentle, life will gradually repay your pain with a deeper, steadier gift. Peace that doesn't depend on anyone. Much of what hurts us is not the outer event, but our inner reaction. Bodhidharma taught that circumstances do not create suffering. Mind creates suffering. Many people place their happiness in other hands. Loved equals joy. Disliked equals sorrow. Praise makes them smile. Criticism steals their sleep. That is giving the reins of the heart to the crowd. One who understands the way takes them back. They choose what is right, even when others choose wrong. They remain quiet when others gossip. They refuse to let anger take root, because the moment you rage, you've let the other person move into your mind, and you are the one who pays the cost. So the practice is simple and deep. Stop wandering. When asked how to end suffering, Bodhidharma replied, "Don't let your mind roam." A roaming mind runs into the past and trembles for the future, living in fear, regret, craving. But when you return to the present, to the breath, this moment is often far less frightening than your thoughts made it. You don't have to destroy pain. You learn to see it differently. When you understand that all things arise through causes and conditions, blame softens. The one who hurts you teaches patience. The one who leaves teaches release. The one who misunderstands teaches silence. Suffering becomes a bell that wakes you until the heart grows wide enough that it no longer needs to control the world, only to keep itself free of dust. Bodhidharma taught that if you want to find the Buddha, look for the place where your mind is at peace. The Buddha is not far away. He is in the way you smile when life is hard, in the way you keep silence when you are hurt, in the breath that remains steady amid noise. So don't fear suffering. Suffering doesn't kill you, it reveals you. Don't fear bad people. They teach you the value of the good. Don't fear loss. Loss is often life-clearing space for what must come next. When the mind is calm, the world may change, yet the heart stays bright like the moon. And then you understand the teaching. No one can make you suffer unless you allow it. There is a quiet strength that lasts longer than any loud victory, the strength of a good heart. A person with genuine kindness wears an invisible armor, passing through storms without being dragged under. Bodhidharma said that when the heart is wholesome, harm cannot easily touch it. When the mind is steady, dark karma finds no door. Goodness does not weaken you, it becomes your deepest shelter. When resentment has nowhere to live, misfortune loses its foothold. The cruel may appear to prosper for a while, But inside, they are often anxious, guarded, afraid of exposure. The kind may endure losses, yet they sleep in peace and their smile is clean. This is a real blessing, the kind money cannot buy. Kindness is not only how you treat others, it is also how you protect your own spirit. Cause and effect does not end in one lifetime. What you plant may return later, sometimes through the hands of people you love. Doing good is not for display. It is how you keep your inner water from turning dark. When you think maliciously or act with harm, the mind becomes inked and heavy. When you help, forgive, and speak gently, the heart clears like the moon emerging from clouds. That light cannot be stolen because it is born from within. And living kindly doesn't make you lose. It simply reveals who is grateful and who is exploitative. Let the grateful stay. Let the exploiters go. Your merit remains yours. Bodhidharma also reminded that goodness is the root and wisdom is the fruit. Compassion without wisdom becomes vulnerability. Wisdom without compassion becomes coldness. Together they create a life that is both gentle and strong, kind with boundaries, caring without self-burning. Practice is often small, yielding a harsh word, offering a soft smile to a stranger, forgiving what once wounded you. These quiet acts become the most durable armor, protecting you not only from others, but from the anger within your own chest. In time, you see, a kind mind is Buddha, a cruel mind is Mara. Keep goodness alive, and even in a sea of suffering, you will find a boat of peace. And yes, sometimes living rightly feels unfair. You help and are doubted. You step back and are called weak. You do what is right and no one understands. Yet the teaching says heaven does not abandon the good. Timing is all. True reward rarely arrives early, but it does not arrive late either. What comes quickly, like fire, often burns out quickly. What grows slowly, like a pine on a mountain, endures through storms. Do not measure life by immediate outcomes. Live straight even when unseen. Karma records what people overlook. Keep doing the good quietly, without bargaining for praise, and let time answer for you. One day, what is false will fall away, and what is true will remain. Perhaps as a helping hand when you most need it, an unexpected opening, or simply the priceless gift of sleeping peacefully at night. Bodhidharma taught that when the cause is complete and the fruit ripens, no wind is needed. The fragrance will spread on its own. A person who lives rightly does not need to decorate their virtue. Blessings come the way scent rises from a flower. Living wrongly may bring quick gains, but it never lasts. Living rightly may be slow, yet it endures. So don't doubt your path just because others haven't noticed. Don't lose heart when the world feels cold. Heaven doesn't need your explanations. It watches how you live. A straight heart and a humane life are the only ticket that lets you pass through hardship without losing inner peace. Nothing happens without a cause. Every joy and every sorrow, every meeting and every parting is guided by cause and effect. One who truly understands this stops blaming the sky, stops resenting others, and even stops resenting themselves. Bodhidharma taught that when you understand karma, everything becomes bearable. When you are blind to it, even a single thought becomes suffering. The confused call it bad luck when things go wrong. The clear-minded recognize it as a seed maturing. A harsh word planted earlier returns as bitterness later. A wound once given returns as pain received, not as punishment, but as the natural ripening of what was sown. Seeing this, you don't lash out. You look inward and you correct the planting. Karma is precise, but its timing varies. Some do harm and seem to flourish because the result has not arrived. Some do good and still struggle because old debts are being paid. Don't judge by the short view. Cause and effect is like a shadow following the body, never leaving, only appearing at different moments. That is why the wise don't cling or compete. What is yours will come. What is not yours cannot be held. This is not passivity. It is effort without greed. Work with full sincerity, but don't chain your heart to outcomes. Give without demanding. Love without bargaining. Act without clinging. This non-attachment is the quiet strength Bodhidharma kept pointing toward. When karma becomes your inner compass, you stop asking, "Why me?" and begin saying, "I understand." And because you understand, you release. Because you release, you become light. Because you are light, you become calm. You also judge others less. When someone suffers, you don't mock, knowing they are repaying. When someone prospers, you don't envy, knowing they are receiving. Each person tends their own field. No one can plant for you, and you cannot harvest on another's behalf. The future is not written in clouds. It is written in small daily choices. A gentle word, a clean intention, a quiet act of help. When the seeds of goodness find their season, they bloom as peace. So you don't need to beg heaven or chase people. Keep the mind upright, do good, avoid harm. That is already the path. And when the mind is bright enough, you realize something simple and freeing. No one gives you suffering, and no one hands you blessings. What you meet is often the reflection of what you once planted, and the surest way to protect tomorrow is to live rightly today. When the heart becomes steady, the world outside may still shift, but it no longer drags you with it. In that stillness, you finally step into the way, where there is no hatred to hold you, no fear to drive you, only a quiet smile moving through all the changing conditions of life. Bodhidharma taught that the world rises with the mind and fades with the mind. Suffering or ease, good or bad, everything begins with how we see. People think changing circumstances will end their pain. A new house, a new job, new faces. But that only changes the outer clothing. If the mind is still unsettled, you carry the same storm wherever you go. Pain isn't in the circumstance, it's in our reaction to it. When insult comes and we burn with anger, we add weight to our own heart. When we can smile, the poison loses its fire and dissolves like smoke. He compared the mind to water and the world to the moon's reflection. When the water is muddy, the moon looks dim. When the water is still, the moon is bright. When the heart is restless, life looks tangled everywhere. When the heart is calm, even in the middle of a storm you can hear birdsong. Why do I practice and life still feels rough? Someone asked. He replied, in spirit. Because you may have stopped wrong actions, but you haven't stopped the mind. If pride, anger, and the need to win still live inside, the knot of karma isn't untied. The one who understands doesn't obsess over changing life. They tend to changing the mind. When the mind changes, life follows. The same scene can become either blessing or burden. A grateful heart can feel rich in poverty. A greedy heart can feel poor on a mountain of gold. When you meet a cruel person, you can rage, or you can understand and learn. When you're deceived, you can resent, or you can be thankful that the truth revealed itself. When you're hurt, you can close down, or open wisely, learning to love without clinging. In these small choices, your life is rewritten. Practice isn't the absence of emotion, it's feeling without sinking. Sadness can pass without taking your whole day. Anger can rise without steering your hands. You do your part with clarity, without forcing the world to play your script. There is also a quiet law, steady as breath. Live toward goodness and blessings find you. Bodhidharma said the mind is a field and intention is the seed. Plant good seeds and you harvest good fruit. No pleading is required, only right living. Merit isn't measured by applause, it's measured by the peace inside. A kind word, a small help, a moment of restraint when you could strike back. Each is a seed. Each time you choose gentleness over rage, yielding over grasping, understanding over blame, something unseen is growing. And if you wonder, why don't I see blessings yet? The answer is simple, because you're counting seeds while the rain hasn't come. Blessings don't always arrive quickly, but they arrive surely. Harm can bloom fast like fire and fade fast. Goodness can arrive slow like spring rain, quiet, deep, lasting. To outsiders, it may look like luck, meeting better people, being helped at the right moment, narrowly avoiding misfortune. But often it's just the harvest of what you planted. Blessings rarely announce themselves. They come as ordinary grace. A peaceful morning, a meal that's enough, a day without illness, a trust that is earned. When the mind is clear, you recognize these as the true riches. Bodhidharma taught that goodness gives rise to blessing, and blessing gives rise to peace. The more a person leans toward the wholesome, the steadier their heart becomes. Not because hardship disappears, but because even in hardship they keep their inner light. Others may harm them, yet they do not harm back. Life may take from them, yet they do not resent the heavens. That generosity of spirit thickens their blessing like shade that softens life's harshest heat. And it isn't the size of the deed that matters most, but the motive. A small kindness with a pure heart can carry great merit, while a grand gesture mixed with expectation may leave the soul empty. True merit is not counted by what the hands do, but by why the hands do it. Doing good for applause makes the blessing thin. Doing good because it is simply right makes the blessing deep, like a drop of water on stone, small, patient, and strong enough to shape a path over time. Those who live this way learn to keep the mind clear amid gossip and friction. They don't compete, keep score, or rush to judge because they know each person is paying a different debt in this life. When they see suffering, they help. When they see wrongdoing, they respond with compassion and discernment. Instead of blaming, they choose understanding. Instead of pointing outward, they look inward. In that steady practice, blessing grows roots, and the heart becomes quietly protected. A good heart is also a powerful medicine. When we live gently, the body grows lighter. When we release anger, health often follows. Doctors can treat the body, but kindness heals the mind. Some people have wealth without peace, status without rest. But the truly blessed are those who may have little, yet sleep deeply, smile softly, fear no one, and harm no one. Bodhidharma said we shouldn't hunt for fortune outside ourselves, because real blessing lives in a bright mind. When the mind is bright, life becomes smoother. When the heart is kind, the road seems to open. So don't fear losing when you do good. Don't hesitate to help even if you won't be remembered. Each act of kindness is a lotus rising in the heart. Each moment of patience and forgiveness is another petal unfolding, until your life becomes a garden whose fragrance reaches farther than words. If you ever stand between what is right and what is merely profitable, choose what is right. Profit is brief. Rightness leaves a lasting trail of peace. In the end, the most beautiful things in life begin with one simple word: goodness. Goodness in thought, in speech, in how we treat people. A person may not be rich, not be impressive, not be celebrated, but if they still carry a kind heart, they remain precious. Bodhidharma reminded us, don't chase the title of enlightenment. Guard the clarity of the mind. When the mind is clear, action becomes luminous. When the heart is steady, the path widens. We leave this world carrying nothing except the goodness we practiced and the hearts we warmed. Merit isn't in ornate promises, but in quiet acts. A shared meal, a gentle word that preserves harmony, a steady hand offered at the right moment. Even if you can't see the results today, blessing is like a seed beneath the soil. It grows in silence, waiting for its season. Keep living rightly, even without praise. Keep doing good, even unseen. One day when you look back, you may realize the years you lived with kindness were the most beautiful. Not because you gained something, but because you never lost yourself.